Aseda kese nkomo bibia so de wafidie ato akwantufor radio anwumrei ebredu sen sama isisi wo maimu asai de yi ma ya to ne din trending news no yaje adwa na yede esomo enen sama yede ba no de di mu akotene ebi ene se Ghana by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Kufuado ede atodwa se bibia tutoma nyame adomo china Ghana ye airport ahodo no ye bia tum ama plane efri ama none ne ebinso efri hasei akọ ama hodo so.
2 weeks of thorough work, I'm satisfied that it's safe to do so. Fellow Ghanaians, I'm glad to announce that Kotoka International Airport will reopen and resume operations from Tuesday, 1st September 2020.
Sa enso ena aban dia tujwa se nyame aduma yenuanum nkoma omo won Nezre ekopim JHS1 ena afin so SHS1 nyame eya aduma January 2021 mesremeka ena omo ebeko suku na eno ena school fo no bi enso echiremu se na nkomo susu se aban no ebemo omo akọ school nyame aduma enka October ya SHS2 ni JHS2 for besha ase no na nkom so ebenya akwanya na so omo anya akwanya no eye omo ya pa
me ya na ti sen me adum mo zanki bi school no tum
okay me da se pa ne wonu kasa ne nyasase ma obisa me before answer na me start ne frame ye bo akwadwo bensin go school say to senior high ekropon to me ne de meka se me mfoa so de efise. Imagine say the 2 months be and you do 1 year 8 na fi wa you just imagine and no bibia so na say the TV I want them and I say make can say facilities obetimi ehua de e wo fie it is and I say book no kura wo fo teacher ni abia ode be ma no enya no de wo book ni
sanso and private teachers omo ekubatan no de okasama omo yera cheba for the atuja se ha adwene na komo resen ka ban no bebie school no atum na ban entimi emia ntum titiri wo primary no ade bi ha adwene pa
these two groups no as well. Why the ATPA no one academic work no. And I sense on final year for a free school vacancy and also use the same old syllabus and old curriculum. It come to maybe academic year and free one. That's your tea and not your free. Now for going for a calendar private society. Only deficit be a CSI university. Can only idea going
eno cheba for ye papa sa ensem no enso emu ensem we eni afoforo pi na nyemrei yesin konwa yede eba abesomo midin ede Edward Donko Afri ensem no emu enchiremu enie efri march bosome no eba wabra COVID-19 Ghana testi bi say kim na Ghana ban abrani abrebia oni edi enkomo de nhyehyeye a wode agu akwam se ne be ya COVID-19 entimin tretre ewo yeman mu asai enrada update number 16 na eba so no ngochibremu na eno na Ghana yemampani His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Kufuado editu dwa se ohwe se de nhyehyeye ahodo edi agu akwam na enoma yetoto noma se ne be ya COVID-19 entimin en spread no obesre Ghana fo nyina se max a yehye no abrebia no yebekoso ana yahye na bese na nsani ena Ghana Health Service on Director Dr. Patrick Kuma aboaje de betu dwa se nipa dodo na enhye max na no ena Nana Addo Dankwa Kufuado de tu dwa se max no sese esa ye mandatory mra ehye to ho no yentwam into bibiara yebecho se won share max no mpanimfo a omo ehwe emra so ene mra no ne mra no bedi pepepa enya asem keto akra onfa ho ne sede usitie wo ye oba wo ye bema o emra no ene bedi papa yente ensema Nana Addo eka efa max no eho
amongst us who want to continue to disregard these protocols. The severe sanctions exist in our laws for such persons who will want to endanger the rest of the population through their actions and negligence. The law enforcement agencies will, when necessary, apply these measures without fear or favor, ill will or malice, and without recourse to a person's ethnicity, gender, or religion.
Well, update number 15 another dan Akufo-Addo share boss omo a normal egu akwemu stakeholders efa UMHN ginabia UMHN dwumadie mu ahodo no ene Ghana Health Service yen hyehyɛ se ne beya bosomi aye ba besimi ne da edikan eye nyambo akina no wana omo ewo akwantium ne omo pese omo tu kwan no omo betimi enya akwanya na omo akọ anase omo aba na eno ena nanado dan Akufo-Addo chire mu se nyame adoma busumi aye ba bisimi de edikan no September 1 UMHN no ebetimi etu afri wo mamu asai saa enso ena ebinso ebetimi etu akọ aman ahodo eso na eno ena ode atudwa se ehyehyɛ egu akwam se ne beya COVID-19 entimi spread ewo mamu asai na no ochirem se ehyehyɛ besa ensia ena omo edi agu akwam dedikan ene se test ebekoso test na yebebo no na chese nipa na wo free my foforo so eba no ehwo ka de womo na ebetua wo honom na eno osa kyerem se womo ehwe ewiemhyɛn so ewiemhyɛn ahodo eso no womo ebehwe se won passengers obi a behye max eno entonche no emofra na yemo test yemo emofra test mofra omo ni mfie edunum no mfie enum no yemo test ewo UMHN ginabia ho sanso ena se yebo test wie ni hu se COVID-19 eni widie ma mran be ma kwan ama adi djuma se ne yen hyehyeye esi etie ewo ehonum na se yebebo obibia test na se COVID-19 no ebi eni wu ma ya mawo atimi ababetoa unyuma so yentie de nana ekafa kotoka UMHN ginabia ene eho enhyehyeye ahodo no.
Weeks of thorough work, I'm satisfied that it's safe to do so. Fellow Ghanaians, I'm glad to announce that Kotoka International Airport will reopen and resume operations from Tuesday, 1st September 2020. This decision has been communicated to all international airlines. It has been well established that the very first cases of COVID-19 in Ghana were imported into our shores. We are determined to make sure this scenario does not reoccur. The commitment to ensuring that the gradual easing of restrictions, including the reopening of our airport, does not lead to the importation or resurgence of the virus into our country is firmly in place. That is why the following measures have been taken and duly communicated to airlines wishing to resume flights to Ghana. First, any passenger arriving in Ghana must be in possession of a negative COVID-19 PCR test result from an accredited laboratory in the country of origin. The test should have been done not more than 72 hours before the scheduled departure from the country of origin. All airlines have been instructed to ensure compliance with this directive for all passengers wishing to travel to Ghana. And those airlines who fail in this regard will be duly sanctioned. Second, disembarking passengers must do so wearing face masks. Third, upon disembarking from the aeroplane, each passenger will undergo a mandatory COVID-19 test at the airport terminal at a fee to be borne by the passenger. The test result will be available within 30 minutes. 4. Children under the ages of 5 will not be required to undergo testing at the airport. 5. Passengers who test positive for COVID-19 will be handled by the health authorities for further clinical assessment and management. And 6. Passengers who test negative can thereupon enter Ghana to go about their lawful activities and will be advised to continue to observe COVID-19 safety precautions during their stay in Ghana.
Ghana Mampeni, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo eno na eno ne wasade to dwa se wona omo eyusu ka koba dwumadie ewo yem borders num no still na ka entimi enfree emfa passengers enfree o mai foforo mu emma sanso ena omofa ensuo so etukwan no eno nso aban no ede ato edwa se sa ehihye no eda so etim ho a ɔde enoma egu akwan mu mmerepem nso yebebie atom.
For the avoidance of doubt, our borders by land and sea will continue to remain closed to human traffic until further notice.
Na enonton chen no aban de ato edwa se wona womo ewo JHS2 sanso ena SHS2 aban no ayen hyehyɛ se nyame eye atoma bosumi edunum ne da etoso enum sukuu bebie ede ama omo enuro na JHS3 fo no womo atwere womo ensohwe awie sanso na SHS3 fo nso na womo awie womo ensohwe enunti aban ede atodwa se bosumi dum no ne da etoso enum no JHS2 any SHS2 ombekọ akọtọ omo enwumasua eso no omo awie womo academic year no na eno na ochirim say obe make sure say PPEs personal protective equipment ye de bema school yi wana omo JHS2 abaibe mo omo aduane di da krubia one hot meal ebekọ edi ama JHS2 fo no na eno na ochirim say KG ekopem JHS1 and afin so SHS1 already omo edaso etifie nyame eye adoma emfiem pimienu ene aduonu baako posumi a edikan no ena yebebie atum ama omo nso etimi akọ school ewo eho na eno sa editu edwa se school adan ene school ajapade ahodo na obibiara eniwo se obetimi akọ so okwa akoya asori anase odekwa akodi juma ewo ehonom eno nso banno edaso ejinemu.
To finish the academic year, the decision has been taken by the Ghana Education Service after consultation with the relevant stakeholders for SHS2 and JHS2 students to return to school from 5th October to 14th December 2020 to complete their academic year. With junior high schools operating with class sizes of 30 and senior high schools with class sizes of 25, SHS2 and JHS2 students will be in school for 10 weeks to study and write their end-of-term examinations. SHS2 students in boarding houses are to return to their various dormitories on 5th October, whilst day students, respecting fully the COVID-19 protocols, will commute from home to their respective schools on the same date. Prior to reopening, all junior and senior high schools will be fumigated and disinfected. Just as was done in the case of final year university JHS and HHS students, all JHS2 and SHS2 students, as well as all teaching and non-teaching staff, will be given reusable face masks. Each school will be provided with Veronica buckets, gallons of liquid soap, rolls of tissue paper, thermometer guns, and 200 milliliter containers of sanitizers. JHS2 students will be given one hot meal a day. Assemblies and sporting events remain banned, and the use by outsiders of school premises for other activities is still not allowed. We will continue to ensure that each school which does not have its own sick bay is being mapped to a health facility and care is provided to the sick by nurses assigned to them. The Ghana Education Service, after further consultations, has decided to postpone the remainder of the academic year for all nursery, kindergarten, primary, JHS1 and SHS1 students. The next academic year will resume in January 2021 with appropriate adjustments made to the curriculum to ensure that nothing is lost from the previous year. The relevant dispositions will also be made so that the presence at the same time in school of all streams of students can occur in safety.
Nana side to just beaches and pub so still yemie.
Pubs, cinemas and nightclubs are still to remain closed until further notice. All other institutions that have been cleared to function are to continue to do so in strict adherence to the COVID-19 protocols.
Na wasanso ede etu jases a bus sports nso a contact sports still yemieye entumu na non-contact sports de egusua ekoso.
Couple of weeks, a decision will also be taken on the resumption of contact sports, including football, taking into consideration the imminent participation of our national teams in international competitions. As a known lover of football, I know how devastating its absence has been, and it is my hope that very soon we will all have the pleasure of playing and watching the beautiful game again. Until then, non-contact sports are the only sporting events permitted to take place.
Na nandi tujwa de futo ema nyina se COVID-19 no ha adwene asai nyuma ama enyuma nyina academ hyehyɛ nyina academ na yɛmoa na yɛntimi eni nhyehyɛ a aban no ne Ghana Health Insurance Ghana Health Service Mr. ede egu ekwan mu sɛ na be ya COVID-19 no entimi entretre na sa ɔhaw yi nyina no ebetwam.
Fellow Ghanaians, the difficulties imposed on our everyday lives and the impact COVID-19 has had on our livelihoods must serve as sufficient motivation for us all to continue to adhere to the enhanced hygiene, mask wearing, and social distancing protocols that must characterize our daily routines in this country. The more we adhere, the sooner we defeat the virus and return to our normal way of life. I'm confident that this can be soon. This challenge is not insurmountable. We can do it. We have it in us to surmount any challenge if we put our hearts and minds to it. Whilst at it, let us continue to pray to Almighty God to keep a benevolent eye on us and keep us from harm.
Ghana Mampeni, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo na yetene nkano na okasa wiye no ena day yebopin maame okasa de ma Ghana Education Service maame Cassandra Chum ampofo ne de tudwa se aban no se January ena yebeko school na so January say yes January 1 ana January 10 yenim na aban na ye ready say what the date na nkasa beba abonten ena so omo eguso a omo ehihye emrepem date no ebeba abonten. I make Cassandra Chum ampofo.
Would come out. This may be sending a president announced a specific date, October for from 2 grow. This really then one to fly in the second year on my update. Ministry no information on also the Vatican news. So that they are very entering for your every month in 2021 entering Kobasa.
Na eno ena opinion friend of Chaiba for ono ne kasama private teachers wamon kabom ekuyo no head teachers in kabom kuyo private head teachers wamon kabom kuyo wo mem ha sei Chaiba for ne kasama no ena odi atujo asesa nhihye aban dia aba no ade bia amoa wo private teachers enkenka say yema nursery etu JHS1 omo MS school no ade bia emoa omo kra na ehadwene papa kwatia omo
these two groups no as well. Why the ATPA? On academic work no. And instance on final year for a free school vacancy and also use the same old syllabus and old curriculum. And to come to maybe academic year and a free one. That's your tea and not your free. Now for going for a calendar and grab a society. Only deficit be our CSI university. Going forward, the cassette basic for no color soon to December now next year 2021. And I had it. If you say bring it the big rock or better yes, and I said there should be the mom.
Na eno ena yesi montene so ene school phone bi edi enkomo ena omo ejirem se enhyehyɛ no eye ade bia amoa omo titiri omo ewo SHS1 no.
The relevant stakeholders for SA
Okay, me da sepane wano kasa ne nyasasema obusame. Before answer na me start ne frame ye bo akwadwo bensin. Go school say to senior high ekropon. To me ni de meka se memfo aso de efise. Imagine say the 2 months be e de suande you and ye de 1 year 8 na fi wa you just imagine. And enyo bibia so na say TV e won dem anase owo men can say facilities obetimi esuande e ofie etisi anase book no kura wo fa teacher ni adwen ode be ma no enya no de wo book nim teachers for no boy more etem o say o pamphlet e notebook e betimi esuande de so teacher ni ba no o teach me simple than say wow be ko na wo esuande in fact moye and there de pa fi say yet me am for book Asia. And I'm saying TV or Honum Mum dear. Then so you see, I'm popular one my antias yet. I see a year will be a bit me a church in my mind. To media margin is anchor, as I could be a school man and I care and then margin. Not a friend, sir. A friend bright to Puku, goes to our state carriage. Okay, let us say. Many are the mountains of Aquaba. Oh, medios. Now, so I buy this say, oh, for so and I own for so with them in Fosso. Open you with them in Fosso cry. I didn't say if you're MY, if you say you say, near you may be a I was here, cool school, not in ya, I didn't mean dear. Nanka, answer the boy, by the abandoned and your cry. Mate, Madame say.
A school for teacher unions no be AD and Como title CCT. Ora Okasa Eman CCT Ekuno Ken Ali Audu or the Atudra say a binary say na what the Atudra first school no ye bien in Kakra Crano Dibia a bebua na say Yariano ya so anu say ana ye could be a school to men Korean ko na Yariano sa escalatia de Ohao na ebeba na yen Ghana fue anso yen so anye de ano ebesi abino ho na yasopano enti so yen kakra say ya dia enia eyepa
no chine bi oyin ne kese bi akoto ya enti memufo na ebesa dani ye ho Ghana education service atem teacher unions atem achechefo atem se omo ayesi ni na ama nkwala enya ya uni bi na bi ehwero mo nkwa lefa akunya we so aka kira awofo se emu oyerem emu oya se nkwala na tena fie sa na di mu ha dwen ya ni oma mo fa ha e free na September ekosi January no ewa na so enwa mboro so yemfa ntoma embo yeyim na yemfa yenkwala no enhye ya yase na yen observe the COVID-19 protocols se na ebe by January no bibia beto di na obia enya kwan akusku
Ken Ali Audu Wakasa Emma CCT achechefo omo ekyo baako eno no so ode womo ano the same eto edwano Dr. Turosong President Edema Association of Private Teachers also Eddie Atujwa say oni abano nhye enkanka finance minister se ne be yanko mepe bibi kakra no maye nhye nanka ede ate ohaw anasa hochira private teachers for no ebi ekom na so ma hwe ni mo a emai na eno na ochirem se saade no ade bia private teachers one association members na ewom no how mo pa
as far back as 22nd April of this year. The moment this happened, we foresaw what was going to happen. We foresaw the long closure, and we wrote a petition to His Excellency the President. We only got a response of some sort around 10th August of this year, where we referred to the finance ministry who were asking us to provide some information for them. So this is something we've been pushing for quite a while. And our teachers have actually, our workers, I must say, have actually been very patient. They've been patient, and we have played a major role in keeping the lid on their explosion. Because a number of them are getting very worried and getting agitated, and I'm sure you would have seen news flying around that a number of them intend either demonstrating or boycotting elections and all.
eno Dr. Turosong or president edema Ghana Association of Private Teachers ono ena nka no sadi tujwa senka ono de aban no betimi aye bibi afa ho nka ye bie school ni nyina atum wo bosumi abosumi dunum ne de toso no mu aye bi atum ama JHS24 ene SHS24 akọ school no eno ebebo a wo mo pa
have a conversation around bringing back the opening, pushing the opening forward a bit to say October for all other levels. At our level, we are ready to support government in having schools reopen. Some of the burden that government is going to bear by way of provision of PPEs, the schools, we are ready to enter into the conversation of supporting to provide some of these. But to have our children sit at home for 10 months will be very disastrous to our educational system, and we don't think that's the way to go. All other levels should be able to reopen in October.
Dr. Turosong, President of Ghana Association of Private Teachers and National Association of Private Teachers on in Kano. Now, Bernard Okoboy, Dr. Bernard Okoboy, were Deputy Minister Edema Health Ministry, no, or they are two address a bino de normal guaquemo pa oye and she says, Yame Aya Duma Ochina, Quentufu be free and ma outdoor so abano, Yabebo mo test, no say, tester Yebeboy, and then Jumedi outdoor abino ede egu aquemono, adibia bebo papa. Abebwa amajudmedie no akoso wano na say ehim no be 15 minutes test no e be take be 15 minutes and take to say the omo eye no dada na e be etimi 2 days and answer 1 week crans na results na ba no your ball test we are watch 15 minutes and answer 12 minutes e kopem sima aduasa so no de na results no etimi atodwa.
If the test tells you that someone is positive, it means the fellow has the virus. In the rift, if the test comes out as negative, we're sure that the fellow is without the virus. Now, we've not ensured a testing of all passengers in Ghana, but as mentioned by the president, before you even get on the plane to come to this country, you have had a test that says that you are negative for COVID-19. Now, this means that the passenger has a very low risk or a zero risk of having the virus. But we didn't just stop there. Because someone having this negative test along the line of traveling to this country, even within 24 hours, can pick the virus anywhere, including in the plane. That is why we are having another test when you get to Ghana. And we are very confident this double testing will ensure that the risk of anybody importing the virus here will be closest to zero. And that is also very assuring. Sensitivity of the test. All kinds of tests globally. Some actually tell you that the fellow has been exposed to the virus, but they don't tell you whether the fellow at the time of testing has the virus. We went for a testing regime that had a very high sensitivity rate. In fact, average 99 to 100%, so that nobody slips through the testing that we are doing.
Dr. Okoboy, Deputy Minister Edema Ministry of Health. Na enonton channel sadi to just say test na yebebo no or more passengers no and also mo be free emiamia abano or more enebefa or more eho eka.
As a turnaround time, how long would it take you to get the results? In certain countries, you have to do a test, wait 1 to 6 hours before the result. Good news is that this testing regime would give you results maximum within 30 minutes, minimum in about 12 to 15 minutes. So really, it will not add additional time to the time you spend going through immigration and all the process before you step out. And so we are happy with the sensitivity level, that's the specificity and the turnaround time. And I think with these two things, we as a ministry and for that matter government were comfortable to allow the Ghana Port Company Limited, Civil Aviation, Port Health and for that Ghana Health Service to come together and allow for the reopening. What I can also add is that the infrastructure to allow for taking of samples in a safe environment has also been put in place.
Dr. Okoboy, Minister, Deputy Minister Edema Ministry of Health, ono ena yetene kan ewo honum no. Kwantrafo penny Edema Ghana Airport Company, yaw kwakwa, ura yaw kwakwa, ono so ede ato eja efa sika betimi epiem ene ehon hyehyeye face mask hye ne dwumadi outdoor airport company no Ghana airport company womo ede egu akwema womo twensa 24 ebidru anyambo echina enoma entimi enchire womo eso.
Any airline coming to Ghana to ensure that passengers have face masks on. But we know that some of our people will be coming from afar. If you are coming from London, you probably travel 6 hours. And so when you land at Kotoka Airport and you come through the passenger boarding bridge, when you get to the edge of the terminal building, we give you a fresh face mask. Under the responsibility and control of Port Health, there's a service provider who we are using to do all of this. So we give you the face mask and then you start going through the process. When you enter, you go to the far end of one side of our fingers at the upper arrival, and then you queue through a payment center. By the way, the test is going to be at the expense of each passage at a cost of $150. There's no country that you can almost go through the terminal building like you used to do and still be able to get your results, and if you are negative and the health professionals deem you to be without the virus to come into the country, it's Ghana. We are the first to enter to. Germany takes minimum 3 hours to even that done. So get to Port Health, and there at Port Health, that person is told, because the results will be that he's negative and therefore he can exit the terminal building and come into the country. If you are positive, you go through our medical protocols in the nation and then they'll deal with you.
Ora ya kwakwa eye kwankyerefo penny edema Ghana Airport Company wono ena yete ne nka no na say passenger bia test no ebe cost $150. $150 say unya bedru omemu asei na yebo test na eno ne cost no sika bitimi epima enipa no ebetua eno no
Any airline coming to
na yeto ensem no eso COVID-19 barrier team omo ache say nipa ahenu edioson ensia omo free mu omo ebo omo modern ama omo apa omo krabre ahunide ekwanso no omo ede abetuju asese say de sedom si esom Ghana no omo ensom no ebiem ni nyina enesen omo esusu say nipa num ebi a omo ewo mem ase no se nipa no free na se yekwa akosie no ewo COVID-19 kwa so edise nipa na omo ente ase ebusuafo no toto na omo ente ase na enano memenda no de na otwetwe mu ne de na nya asem keto akora omo ewo encrementum omo edigu sa barrier team no so a omo bro omo yi papa anya asem keto akora na eno na empanifo a edi animu ede ato edwa se de omo ede omo noma egu honum na owura efre no Asitanga ono na ye leader ede ma barrier team no wase ne manfo se de se po omo anano na otwetwe mu no na chese nya asem keto akora eno ama sesei edi won juma yefo no etimu edem ama omo aye basa a omo enhunu de omo enye ho so obi a oye ni odi juma edi abo oman Ghana se ne be ya COVID-19 entimi entrete eno amanfo susu se omo nipa omo afri mu no enye COVID-19 ena achi omo eno nti ebropa ebra enye broketwa eno omo edi egu COVID-19 barrier team aban no apai omo so omo enye ejuma no eni nti omo chirim se omo de omo enoma agufoma omo enye ejuma no ebiem COVID-19 krea ena Max Shannon say aba from pa manfo enformo eho enyim na eno ena director edema director general edema Ghana Health Service Dr. Patrick Kuma Aboaje Mesremeka ode echopa ama Ghana fo nyina se yare no ewo yare no enkoi eno nti yenhwe na Max no ye frifia ye de behye ye konipa doma ye de behye se yentimi ni protocols no nkwan poso a Max ne de ewo se ye shepa ote se ye bone a nana adodanko akufu ado Ghana e mampani o kirem se se mandatory na se wa hye bia ye betimi achewo no say na Patrick Kuma Aboaje director general edema Ghana Health Service o kire ne nsemu.
That is a major worry. The following week, which is the very latest one, it dropped to 14.4% in Greater Accra. This is the Exit Center. Greater Accra is the one that is driving the pandemic. And so it's extremely important that we reset and go back and start wearing the mask in.
Dr. Patrick Kuma Aboaje oye penny kwankyerefo a wada Ghana Health Service ano ena yete ne nka na nti yedimu wura mu COVID-19 mu a sei ena esitie Greater Accra womo edaso edikan 21984 Ashanti region ɛwɔ 10,837, Western region ɛwɔ 2,953, Eastern region ɛwɔ 2,289, Eastern region 2,289, Central region ɛwɔ 1,870. Puno East was 763, Volta 659, Western North 619, Northern region 528, Puno region was 511, Ahafo region was 507, Upper East was 282, Oti region 234, Upper West 88, Savannah region 62, and Northeast region 119. Wakani nyina ebuma omemu asei no wama omo etimi enya yare no bi no 44,205, recoveries 42,777, na wama omo afri mu no 276, active case no 1,152, eno ade a etimi abeka on na chese na otwi awie no enipa nsia ene free mu eka anwa aduru 276, sa enso ena 87 new cases ena etimi abeka ho ewo ehonom. Na yebesa akọ kafaba ho no nsema esiye ene se maami a ye friend no maami a ye bo no anano ada so onye mfie de okono eno nti amanfo susu se oye beifo no eno entonche no asem fofora sa esi ewo West Gonja, na asem fofora esi no ene se maami a ye friend Mary Ibrahim amanfo susu se oye beifo wadi mfie aduonum 50 years eno nti omotu mmabuna ɛwɔ sumpuni etu agu no so abo no eprepra na papa ne tino ma mogya apram no enye emoja ketwa na eno na posifo ato onsa afre ohina a owo ho ene linguist ene ohina na okasama no ne linguist sanso ena nipa foforo miensa nananom posifo omowo northern region ato onsa from so omomra na onye nhwehwemu ne enche wo ma omodi sa nyampransem ewo sumpuni krono emu ne nyina ene se maami a ye frɛ Mary Adams Mary Ibrahim wadi mfie aduonum osusu se abrante kwa bi a wono oyare wono maami a ye frɛ Mary Ibrahim ena eye no eno nti o machena brim na enye brim ketwa kra enya asem ketwa kra enye aposifo na timi boy kopie ho entem ma maami ye de no kopie mu ewo ayaresabia na chesenka maami nkono so efri ma enya asem ketwa kra me no kasai ukopie mu ewo West Gonja Catholic Hospital a ewo Damango a eho ena posifo edino ekoto ya enye asem ketwa kra posifo mtimi bo homodin eya posifo a omo busu a ewo West Gonja Savannah region eho ena asem no esiye sede omde soboy bo no nyina ne se abrante bi a ono onsusu so yare no maami ena eye no eno nti ena omo atu agu no so a omo ebrim na enye brim to kra eye ade etoso mienu a etimi esibese na aduasa entem efa abaisem anasa manfo esusu se obi eye bayenti ye ache no ebrim na enye brim ketwa kra. National House of Chiefs and so ede efutu ama emebunu se afi abato aye ba beto yi omo entna ho ema politicians enyusu omo emfanye enoma basa ne nyina ene sen na nsen emu honom obete a registration no ekoso honom political hooliganism ekoso okrima na enya asem ketwa kra eno nti president edman National House of Chiefs Togbe afede the 14th ede futo de ama mabunu so omo nche omo ho enfri basabasa ye ho na eno so omo anche omo ho enfri basabasa ye ho a eno ena be ma asumdua a yekuta no etimi afri yensa wa abram penifo National House of Chiefs penifo ene enfo aka ehiemu ewo Asante Mantema sei no mo sesi omo ho abobo omo abeto aba ewo ayi president ede ama National House of Chiefs ene emu penifo aka na eno ena Togbe afede editor mebuno anima ebika politicians so hwe na womo nso entimi ankotena radio so anko preachi ade bia edentitimu beba na imom kasa ombekasa ewo fidie so no enye kasa ede enkabom ebeba afen so enye kasa ehote a ede empumtuo ebeba omam hasei ode atona nanom hemfo so so omonso enhwe no omdi djuma ede asumdue ene enkabom ebeba anano ada Nigeria for the krata ba bontin be kire mu se Ghana for empe o masem yempese o mo betena o memu ase edi djuma titiri wo ma o mo etonton no ma e wo memu ase na eno na information minister Kojo Ponkroma na so ye o mo de krata abeto abontin e kire mu se science ma e koso no ye asem bia enye no krese ye intimidate Nigeria for e wo memu ase anemum the Ministry of Industry and Trade wo mo ene say omo ebema wo bia odi djuma bia wo mema sei no ne djumadie etimi akoso wano na onye kataso muemiaso bia eno na ama Ghana for ye hwe se yebema sa djumadie no etimi akoso na emum enye se ye tata obia wo mema sei yet we sorry ene kasebo no so Vodafone Ghana Music Award no etimi eba so na sei ena enoma esi ekoye ya enye asamketo akra ewo ehonom artist of the year no me ka de ewom a was ye bosso edichrem eko edema Kwame Eugene wono ena oje artist of the year wono ena oje ye lifetime achievement award no ekoma George Dako sanso ena male vocalist ekoma MOG Music sanso ena sound engineer of the year ekoma Dan Gra sanso ena Emmanuel Bludo eji instrumentalist of the year no eye nsema itimi epiem ewo Vodafone Ghana Music Award no mo no ebi ena yede amamo no yede nsem no esi ase nyame ya adoma ochina de bepiem bia no yede beba be sommo ewo trending news no eso medin ede Edward Donko medamasipi se maye aso na motie yen monkoso na montie Akwantufoɔ radio nyame eya adoma yede trending news no de nsabeka na ochina nso beba be sommo Akwantufoɔ radio yewo enipa pi ede ema mo yakramo